1. Which of the following best describes the primary goal of a physical security professional, PSP, when developing a comprehensive security plan? A. Ensuring compliance with all international standards. B. Reducing vulnerabilities to assets through effective risk management. C. Increasing the complexity of access control systems. D. Maximizing the use of surveillance technologies. 2. In a security risk assessment, which factor most directly influences the prioritization of countermeasures? A. Probability of occurrence. B. Technological advancement. C. Organizational hierarchy. D. Employee satisfaction levels. 3. During a physical security survey, which method provides the most objective data for vulnerability analysis? A. Staff interviews. B. Historical incident review. C. Direct observation and measurement. D. Employee self-assessment. 4. When developing a security training curriculum, what is the first step according to adult learning principles? A. Determine assessment tools. B. Identify learning objectives. C. Select instructional materials. D. Schedule training sessions. 5. Which of the following best defines the concept of defense in depth in physical security? A. Relying on a single advanced security system for total protection. B. Implementing multiple layers of security controls to protect assets. C. Outsourcing all security operations to external contractors. D. Focusing exclusively on access control and surveillance system. 6. What type of evaluation is most effective for measuring performance improvements after security training? A. Diagnostic evaluation. B. Summative evaluation. C. Formative evaluation. D. Impact evaluation. 7. Which of the following best represents a measurable learning objective for a PSP-led training session? A. Understand the basics of access control. B. Be familiar with incident response. C. Demonstrate correct use of CCTV monitoring procedures. D. Appreciate security ethics. 8. What is the most effective communication method when delivering critical security updates to diverse teams? A. Verbal briefings only. B. Written memos. Multi-channel approach, email, meeting, visual aids. D. Informal peer discussions. 9. Which physical security measure provides the most deterrence effect in perimeter protection? A. Surveillance cameras. B. Lighting invisible security patrols. C. Intrusion alarms. D. Access control badges. 10. Which principle of adult learning is most relevant when training experienced security staff? A. They prefer abstract theory. B. They learn best through repetition. C. They value learning that is immediately applicable. D. They require constant supervision. 11. What is the primary reason for conducting post-incident evaluations? A. To assign blame. B. To comply with audit requirements. C. To identify lessons learned and prevent recurrence. D. To evaluate insurance claims. 12. When mentoring a new PSP, which approach aligns best with adult learning theory? A. Provide detailed instructions for all tasks. B. Allow independent problem solving with guided feedback. C. Deliver one-way lectures. D. Focus only on theoretical content. 13. Which element is critical in ensuring a balanced security program? A. Maximum redundancy of all systems. B. Equal emphasis on physical, technical, and procedural measures. C. Use of the most advanced technology available. D. Outsourcing all security operations. 14. What type of evaluation focuses on the effectiveness of training delivery methods? A. Process evaluation. B. Outcome evaluation. C. Diagnostic evaluation. D. Predictive evaluation. 15. Which communication principle is essential for PSPs managing diverse teams? A. Avoiding feedback loops. B. Using complex technical terms. C. Adapting messages for different audiences. D. Prioritizing speed over clarity. 16. In a crime prevention through environmental design test strategy, which element is most emphasized? A. Technology-based solutions. B. Natural surveillance and territorial reinforcement. C. Security officer deployment. D. Policy enforcement. 17. What is the purpose of benchmarking in physical security program development? A. To copy competitor systems. B. To identify industry best practices for performance improvement. C. To reduce compliance requirements. D. To minimize internal reporting. 18. A PSP conducting an audit identifies repeated access control breaches. What should be the next step? A. Replace all locks. B. Conduct a root cause analysis. C. Terminate employees involved. D. Increase security patrol frequency. 19. When presenting a security proposal to executives, what should be emphasized most? A. Technical terminology. B. Security staff hierarchy. C. Cost-benefit justification and risk reduction. D. Historical security data. 20. During the design of a new facility, what should a PSP recommend to ensure regulatory compliance and cost efficiency? A. Conduct a post-construction security audit. B. Integrate security considerations during the architectural design phase. C. Rely solely on electronic access control system. D. Defer security system installation until after occupancy. 21. What is the primary purpose of a security audit? A. To discipline staff. B. To evaluate the adequacy of existing security controls. C. To identify new technologies. D. To increase operational costs. 22. Which type of evaluation helps determine if learning objectives were achieved during training? A. Summative evaluation. B. Diagnostic evaluation. C. Predictive evaluation. D. Cost evaluation. 23. When mentoring junior security personnel, what is a key success factor? A. Limiting decision-making opportunities. B. Encouraging reflective practice and self-assessment. C. Focusing only on compliance requirements. D. Avoiding feedback. 24. What should a PSP consider first when designing access control systems? A. Number of users. B. Threat level and asset criticality. C. Equipment cost. D. Vendor reputation. 25. Which tool is most appropriate for analyzing potential physical threats? SWOT analysis. B. Threat and vulnerability assessment, TVA. C. Balanced scorecard. D. Employee satisfaction survey. 26. Which mentoring technique best fosters long-term professional growth? A. Directive feedback. B. Coaching for independent decision-making. C. Task delegation without guidance. D. Group lectures. 27. Which factor most influences physical security design for critical infrastructure? A. Organizational branding. B. Asset value and threat profile. C. Employee turnover rate. D. Aesthetic considerations. 28. Which component ensures a security system remains compliant with regulatory standards? A. Regular internal audits and documentation reviews. Increased manpower. C. Vendor management. D. Technological redundancy. 29. In evaluating security program performance, which metric is most meaningful? A. Number of security staff. B. Incident frequency reduction rate. Total budget spent. D. Number of cameras installed. 30. Which learning principle is essential for ensuring adult learners retain new security procedures? A. Repetition without application. B. Immediate practical application. C. Passive listening. D. Group memorization. 31. When conducting a facility vulnerability assessment, which is the most critical initial task? A. Conducting interviews with management. B. Identifying and prioritizing critical assets. C. Selecting vendors. D. Designing access cards. 32. In a layered security approach, what is the primary purpose of redundancy? E. Increase cost. B. To ensure multiple barriers in case one fails. C. To reduce system complexity. D. To enhance aesthetic appeal. 33. A PSP is designing a training program on incident reporting. What is the best way to assess learning outcomes? A. Attendance tracking. B. Role-playing and scenario-based testing. C. Participant satisfaction survey. D. Open discussion forums. 34. Which method is most effective for evaluating the return on investment (OI) of a physical security program? A. Counting the number of guards deployed. B. Tracking reductions in incidents and associated costs. C. Comparing equipment brands used. D. Reviewing staff attendance at training sessions. 35. When conducting a threat assessment, which of the following should be evaluated first? A. The organization's reputation. B. The value and criticality of assets being protected. C. The number of employees in each department. D. The local crime statistics only. 36. What is the most effective way to ensure continuous improvement in a physical security program? A. Waiting for external audits before making updates. B. Implementing a cyclical process of review, assessment, and enhancement. C. Relying solely on vendor recommendation. D. Maintaining the same system indefinitely for stability. 37. Which factor most directly affects the success of a PSP's communication strategy during an emergency? A. Use of technical jargon to demonstrate authority. B. Length of the communication message. C. Clarity, accuracy, and timeliness of the information shared. D. Frequency of non-essential status updates.